Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now.
Hello world, I'm a very tired Chris Pirillo with the Locker Gnome Daily Report for you, or TLDR for short, your daily dose of tech news, gadget views, and answers that you can use. I'm in Las Vegas for CES, covering it for AMD. You can follow the hashtag AMD Surround to find out what everybody's doing, including myself. In fact, today they launched their community on their website, amd.com/community, if you want to join and, get access to resources, including executives at some point in the future. I gave them a bit of feedback when I was talking to the people responsible today. It was kind of neat. So if you're at CES, feel free to stop by the AMD tent next to the registration tent right in front of the North Hall. It's easy to get to. I'm pretty much going to be in there full time doing videos. And yes, I will be uploading those videos to the YouTube channel. I didn't have a lot of time to do videos today, even though CES hasn't really started yet. But I do have my eye on a few things I definitely want to capture for you in video on YouTube. But I wanted to get this report out to you, if only to show you that even after being awake in the desert all day and moving around doing things at 10:49 p.m., the time that I'm recording this, I'm doing this for you. So even though it's going to be a little late getting uploaded, I'm doing it for you. I'm also doing this for you. I modified the front of LockerGnome.com. I don't know if you had seen this recently, but now it should be easier for you to find the most recent posts, and it's also really easy for you to tap and ask me a question. You tap the link or click the link. I hope to figure out how to put this contact form right there on the front page at some point in the near future, but suffice it to say, this should make you happier. So let me go ahead and go through some of the stuff that we covered today, including answering some of your questions, like should you get the Microsoft Surface Pro? We had Matthew Kelby ask me this question. It was worded very, very well, and I'm of the mindset that the Surface Pro should do well compared to other Ultrabooks. You can't compare the Surface Pro to, say, an iPad because it's not in the same price range. And even though, yes, you can do more Windows stuff with the Surface Pro than you could with the Surface with Windows RT, it doesn't necessarily mean that the Surface Pro is going to be stacked up well against other Ultrabooks. It really kind of boils down to what brand you like most, really what hardware you need, and what hardware you like, and then, of course, certainly price. It may come down to that. Service may also come into play. And since no one's really had their hands on a Surface Pro, it's very difficult to make the recommendation outright. But suffice it to say, I'm very happy to see Microsoft doing their own computer and doing it the way that they envision a perfect tablet computing experience could be with Windows. So I would say wait and see. If you can get your hands on one to try, absolutely. In fact, while I'm at CES, if there's anything really that you need me to see, that maybe no one else is covering, because everybody is covering CES ad nauseum, so I don't want to do the same thing everyone else is doing. But leave a comment. What do you want me to cover? And I will do my best. I will absolutely do my best to cover it in one way, shape, or form for you. So you have to leave a comment. Be very, very specific. So I'm listening, guys. I am answering questions as I'm doing normally, just trying to do a better job at keeping you guys engaged even when I'm not very engaging late at night. I'm very tired, guys. My eyes are... It's the desert. And I can hear my eyes blinking right now. We also posted some portrait photography tips for beginners, which is a big deal if you're into taking photos, and most of you are. I'm just using the camera right now that I use for vlogging. Hopefully I don't run out of space. Talking about what kind of lighting is optimal, what you should use for a background. Even doing this video, I'm very mindful of what's behind me. It's just some curtains, remote controlled curtains. I featured them in my vlog. It's kind of neat. I actually want to get some at home. They got a remote control. Stay tuned for the vlog. There's a gadget view you can see. Then we've also posted an article on monopods versus tripods, which you should bring. Did you know that they actually make monopod/tripods? So you can mount the camera or device, on the mount, but then actually pull out the monopod so that you can leave the tripod behind. A monopod is valuable if you're, taking photos, taking video, and you don't want to hold on to the camera. You can just set it on the monopod, just one leg, and instead of carrying around a bulky tripod. So there's certainly an advantage of both. Tripod is more stable, monopod is more portable, but you can, as I said, find one with 2-in-1. So we make those recommendations for you to use. A question was asked by Paul Reynolds: should you upgrade your existing laptop to Windows 8? I'm also a little dehydrated, guys. I don't know if I've answered this question as clearly as I possibly could in the past, because so much of it really depends on what you need. And, he's saying, I'm thinking of getting Windows 8 on my laptop. These are my results. And he was talking specifically about the Upgrade Advisor results. Tell me if it's okay to upgrade my laptop from Windows 7 to Windows 8. It should be okay. If your software is compatible, yes, you should be fine if that's what you want to do. And it sounds to me that he's just asking for reassurance. I can't guarantee it's going to work, but you saw with my Windows 8 installation live on YouTube a few months ago that even when it didn't work well on the laptop I tried to install it on, Windows was able to roll back to its previous state. So I really appreciated that Microsoft really thought that through. They made it as painless as they possibly could. So my recommendation after seeing everything that he's kind of thrown at me is to read more documentation, certainly. Take it very carefully as he moves forward, but I think he would be fine if he's happy with what Windows 8 provides with upgrading to Windows 8. We've also posted a Zoom APH2N accessory pack review. Just a random set of accessories, including a desktop tripod, which I'm kind of using right now. Can't show you because I'm recording this with the camera that's on the tripod. Some remote control and accessories like extra cables and carrying. I don't think it's worth the money. I didn't do the review, but it just seems like a whole bunch of cheap accessories that they're charging too much for. That's my opinion. If you're asking for my opinion, but I didn't write the review. Here's a question that came in from Ryan Collins. What to do if you spill liquid on a MacBook Pro? Now, see, here's the thing. The questions that are being asked of me, they're very detailed, they're very specific, they're written very well, not just run-of-the-mill, and it makes it easier for me to share my response with you. So, we talked about, being able to take moisture out of a device, say like an iPad mini or an iPhone or a smartphone, by sticking it in a bag of rice, setting it there for a couple days, and the moisture will basically be leached out of the device. Not as easy to do with a MacBook Pro. So you could try, at your own risk, to remove the keys from the keyboard and attempt to clean under them. Not great. I would actually advise, beyond, making these types of rather dramatic suggestions, if you're not covered by AppleCare, get it to a specialist, and they may be able to help you clean the MacBook Pro, which may not function as it did originally, but still, it's better than nothing. The long and short of it, there are solutions. They are not perfect, but you don't feel like you have to abandon the whole keyboard or the whole system. If the system works in general, my suggestion, if you can't use a keyboard, is just pair a Bluetooth keyboard with it and use a Bluetooth keyboard instead. Kind of hacky, but it works, and I think that's the bottom line. You don't have to throw away the whole computer if it at least functions beyond the keyboard not working as optimal as it once did. We also pulled up 4 notable gadgets designed to help impoverished countries. And this is actually really interesting. OLPC, which is making a comeback, I believe. I had one briefly. It was interesting, and I can certainly see how someone who doesn't have access to a computer could find it useful. We also found Life Straw. It's a straw-like product that basically filters water as you drink from water sources. Very handy to have around. We covered the Gravity Light a while ago, but I think it's still very interesting using nature, Mother Nature, gravity, to illuminate dark areas that don't have electricity. Then there's also the Moneymaker Hip Pump. It's a human-powered water pump that's empowered farmers around the world to grow sustainable crops on land that rarely sees rain or undergoes any kind of proper irrigation. So if you're a farmer in the third world, cool. I doubt you're watching this video. Still, I like seeing where technology is headed in terms of transforming us as a global can I call ourselves a condition? As this race of human beings, we're all on the same planet, folks. And technology is certainly transforming our experiences. Here's a very, very, very common question, and the response to this question is usually contingent on the person who's asking it. and that is, what's the best 7-inch tablet? So Zach Robles asked me, he says he's in the market for a 7-inch tablet. So many, he's overwhelmed with options, has no idea what to choose. He goes on in detail. He's curious, though. Should he get an Amazon Kindle, but it may be too simple. He wasn't happy with the experience with the first Kindle Fire. Adds a bit more detail, which again helps me respond. The bottom line for him is his budget is $200. So with that, a budget of $200, the best 7-inch tablet is what? Could it be the Nexus 7? I think it is. That's the Nexus 7? That's the Nexus 7? I didn't realize it looked that good. It does, even on an iPad mini. That is my recommendation, the Nexus 7, because his budget's $200. He wasn't happy with the Amazon Kindle Fire experience on the first version. I can't tell you that the experience on the new Kindle Fire is that much better than the first experience I had with it. So my response is contingent on who you are and what you're looking for. So you got to be very detailed in how you ask me questions. Moving along to the next one, we've got, if you are a fan of the Firefly series that is now on Netflix, very short run, 1 season, and so many fans out there. What are they, browncoats, I think you are? You can buy accessories on Etsy, including a Serenity warm flannel scarf, the Malcolm Reynolds pistol, etched brass and copper Serenity symbol, and we've got the pictures right there. I mean, just look at Etsy. It's a treasure trove of wonderful things for people who love this kind of stuff. Even if you don't like Firefly and you're looking for a sci-fi recommendation, well, then you might love Firefly if you've never heard of it before. And then, with the last but not least, we had a question. Someone asked me where I got my OS X pillows that are on my couch. You see it in the vlog all the time. Chris Bowden Jr. asked me that. And so we thought we'd put together a compilation of some geeky ways that you can, geek up your living room. Sorry, guys, I'm running out of words and probably time. So those are from Throwboy, a great local artisan. And actually, this is a video I uploaded to the Locker Gnome YouTube channel when I met him eons ago. He made the Locker Gnome pillow, made a couple of other recommendations like my iPhone app icon coasters, which you can get everywhere. I just watch places like Etsy certainly take recommendations from other people, and when I find something that I think is going to fit, I go with it, and I buy it, and they're usually really affordable because they're made by individuals, not these massive companies, and great care goes into these products. So, that's most of what I wanted to cover, answering questions that you guys have asked. The only other thing that I may have pointed out was an op-ed article we had on the blog. It was a guest blog submission written very well about skeuomorphism and Apple throwing fits over iOS. A skeuomorphism is the idea that, how can I explain it? I'll launch, the Contacts app here, and I got to be careful because this is Diana's iPad mini, I don't know what she has in here, but it actually looks like a physical contact book versus something that's, randomly generic and it's built on a computer. And Apple has kind of had a lot of skeuomorphism throughout OS X and also iOS. Some people don't like it, some people love it. I'm kind of in the middle. If it's functional and it doesn't really feel like it's getting in my way, I don't mind at all. If it's designed cleanly, I'm a huge fan of that. So yeah, I am a fan of the iPad Mini. I suppose if I wanted to point out anything else to you, just to reiterate, we are giving away an iMac, which is a Mac, at the end of the week on Friday in conjunction with Parallels. You just need to tweet the tweet that I tweeted, and the tweet should be at the top of the video description. I don't know if do you guys even click the links that we put for you in the video description? I certainly hope you do, because that is how we get a lot of these articles more easily to you. If you guys don't visit lockergnome.com or subscribe to the email newsletter, which I hope you do. The question of the day, though, is sponsored by GoDaddy.com. If you want GoDaddy coupons, feel free to email me. I will respond as soon as I can with a laundry list of GoDaddy coupons that I have, the current ones. Mrchris writes, what do you look for in a web hosting provider? And my response to that is stability. I am not looking for the cheapest web host out there. I just know that if I have a website somewhere, I want it to be up all the time. That's what you want, right? Who wants a website that's never online? Certainly a faster web host is great. I've paid a lot for web hosts and didn't get a lot from him. I've paid a little for web hosts and got a lot from them. But the bottom line is stability, always being online, having a good support team that's responsive secondarily. And then I suppose at a third level, watching that you're not paying too much for what you get. Don't go with a cheap provider, because I was even talking with Lance. You'll meet him in a vlog, my Sherpa for this week, a community member who just volunteered to kind of help me get around town and get things if I needed them. Great guy. He was saying that he was with 1-in-1 Hosting. I believe that was the provider he had said. If not, I will correct myself. And they basically dropped his domain, and he had to go to internet to try to get it back. And it was a whole runaround that he had with customer service. So you got to be careful with those cheaper providers. And they're one of the cheap providers that some people are happy with, other people not so much. But sometimes, guys, you get what you pay for. Even though this video was free, we certainly hope you got more than what you paid for. Thanks again for liking and sharing. Hopefully you appreciate the other efforts that I'm doing here at CES. And I'm going to do my best to get as much video out there as I can. Good video, unique video. And I will continue with the vlogs. I will try to do TLDR again. In fact, tomorrow, or Tuesday, we hope to be going live from the AMD Experience tent at CES. So stay tuned for a live URL. I'll be sure to tweet that out 7 ways from Sunday. I had a lot of fun today. As a matter of fact, this is the... sorry, it's like... Oh, man. I'm too tired. Okay, you're just going to have to watch the rest of the video in a cockeyed way. This is the swag that AMD was handing out to some people, some lucky people. Do you guys remember these? Viewmaster Clicks. And they actually had special discs printed up. And I don't know if you're able to see through them with the light. You usually had to have light illuminating from behind it. I don't know if that's going to help. Yeah, you can kind of see the lettering there. So they had special discs printed up. Best swag at CES so far. And yes, it's a fully functional Viewmaster Click, although Image 3D acquired the company, and I guess they're still making them. So, okay, so before I knock the camera again, this desktop tripod, I'm not recommending because it sucks, but it's working. Just like me. I suck, but I'm working. Thank you again for sharing, liking, commenting, letting me know what you need from CES. I will do my best to deliver it to you, and we'll see you later.